What's going on, growers? It's James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. It's August 21st today, a beautiful day in the garden. So me and Tuck want to take you along with us for another massive garden harvest. Let's go! I think a fun way to start out this harvest video will be by grabbing a bunch of these grapes over here. A lot of them are ripe and I'd like to make some jelly. You'll notice that I have this insect netting covering the top. That's because the birds are starting to get greedy and steal a lot of the grapes. As I pull back though, you'll notice, look at those sets. They are just looking beautiful. Before I grab some of these though, I want to show you the Niagara grapes to my left here that will be ripe a little later. We'll be able to make jellies and stuff out of these too. So it's just fantastic to have a bunch of different varieties. It looks like we have a few cucumbers that are hiding under here too. So let's grab these fresh cukes. These look like the Socrates, one of my favorite ones. And I even see one up here. Actually two up here. What a gift. Whoops. So you can see we've got the cucumbers growing next to the grapes. Pretty cool. And we always watch out and make sure Tuck's not eating any of the grapes or anything. He knows to go for some of the things like the cucumbers and stuff and not really go for the grapes as much. So we let him snack on the things that he really likes. He's not hungry just now though, but let's keep moving and grab a bunch of grapes real quick. So let's get a couple of these beautiful sets here. Take this. So we're gonna get enough to make a nice thing of jelly. We'll fill this bowl up. Come back up and grab some more here. I'll grab a couple sets at once. Take this one. We've got some really nice sets on the other side in the garden too. And then as we come around here, let's grab this set over here. When we peel this back, you can see, got some nice ones in there. And we try to pick up any of the grapes that do fall to make sure Tuck doesn't get them, but he just isn't interested in them. He'll smell them, but he never wants to snack on them. He's been in the garden since he was a pup, so he has a good idea of what he should and shouldn't eat. Right, boy? Let's keep moving, we got a lot more to get. Here's a spot where we have nice sets. It's so fun peeling that thing back and just, grapes. It's great. Let's get this one here. And let's get this one over there. Back here. And then let's get this big set right here. And then we'll go on the other side and grab some more. Oh, it's gonna be hard to get out. No. Good boy. See, that's not for you, boy. Look at that. Man, this bowl is filling up quickly. A lot of you always make fun of me. You say I gotta get a bigger bowl. Well, I'm not trying to carry around a huge bowl and carry 20 pounds of food around. I just want a smaller bowl and I just keep refilling it. That's why I stack up that table, and then at the end you guys can see everything I get. Let's keep moving though. I wanna go on the other side. Get some really nice ones in here. Before we enter though, let's get this baby. Look at that set. Let's get this one. Beautiful. And just take a peek through there. Look at that. Ooh. That's what we love to see. We love to see it. This is one grapevine. One vine. We've got plenty more vines too. And our Concord seeded one is in the middle of the garden. That won't be ready till like October. Look at this. Man, you love to see it. All right, let's just grab these last couple sets and then move along because I don't want to turn this into a 25-minute grape harvest video. No, Tuck, no. See, look at him. He wants to sniff around and stuff, but he doesn't take anything. No, that looks like pretty much a full bowl of grapes. Let's move on to the next delicious fruit ready to harvest. I just dropped off the grapes. Now let's grab some fresh honey crisp apples right here. Typically these apples aren't ready till about October, but I want to show you something. You could pick these apples relatively early and they still have an amazing crisp sweet flavor. Here is a honey crisp apple that I got at the store the other day. Look how green this thing is compared to that. So they're picking these apples, here's the variety right here, honey crisp, when they're at this ripeness. This one's already riper than this one, and it has a lot of time to go. So we're gonna pick one of these apples, try them, and just basically see how delicious they are. Right here, let's cut this one off. It looks pretty good. Oh, look how beautiful the apple is. Pretty good shape to it, not even that small, for comparable for the size of the tree and how much fruit it actually has on it. So we'll grab a couple of these apples today. I want to shine it a little bit, show you it, and then we'll taste it. And Honeycrisp is my favorite tasting apple that there is. So to be able to try one fresh from my own garden, organic, I just can't wait. Let's shine this baby. Even Tuck's excited for this one, right, boy? This guy's having fun out here too. He wants to see the reaction to the apple. Here she is, shined up. So she looks a little more like this one, but still, look at the homegrown versus the store-bought. And this thing still has a lot of time to ripen. So when it's fully ripe in about October, it'll be more aromatic with like, you know, more of a flowery, you know, a stronger smell. Right now it's gonna be kind of tart. Oh, I can't wait. And they call these the Honeycrisp because of the incredible texture. Mmm. By far my favorite tasting apple that there is, and the best texture. You cannot compare to it. That's why they call it the crisp. Some apples are almost like mealy on the inside. The crisp on this thing is just incredible. That's why they're called the Honeycrisp. Take another look. You can see it's not starchy at all. That's how we want it. So we'll grab a couple of these today, and then we'll just stagger our harvest so we can extend it and eat them over a longer period of time instead of just getting all the apples at once. Let's keep harvesting. We've got a lot of stuff to grab. This raised bed right here, I know we've got some fresh cucumbers in here, like right here. This one's like about as ripe as I want them to be. Anything past that would be a little too far. Let's grab this. I know we have some peppers on the cusp too, the Jimmy Nardellos. So when it comes to the peppers, like these ones, I like to grab these a little early because if you grab your peppers early, it'll continue to produce more flowers, so you'll get more production later in the season. So we'll grab just a few of those little peppers there. The Criollo de Cocinos have not colored up yet, so we'll still give them a little bit of time. But I got a lot of cucumbers ready over here. This has been an incredibly productive fence line for me. So this little trellis area, if you remember back in the spring, I was growing a lot of peas in this section. And then after those finished, we put the cucumbers in. So now we're getting good production with the cucumbers. Another one down here. And then we've been growing some of the white cucumbers. This one's far past, but still pretty cool looking. So we'll add some of those. Looks like Tuck found one of our Jimmy Nardello peppers. So he didn't want a cucumber earlier. He wants one of the peppers, so he's probably getting a little sick of the cucumbers now that we're at this time of the year. He said, let's switch it up. Let's get something a little sweet. Let's hit up one of the Jimmy Nardellos. Let me get a couple more cucumbers that I'll grab here. Like, let's get this one up top. Back here. And then let's get this one. This is a pretty big one over here. Oh, looks like there was two hiding. What a gift. And then I want to show you an eggplant that's over here too, as we put this in. So we've got so many cucumbers. I've got an eggplant over here that I'm going to harvest a little later, but it still needs a little more time. And then in a little while, I've got a bunch of different kinds of eggplants I'm going to show you. Some cool looking ones, but this one's still got a little bit of time. I believe this is the Rosa Bianca. I love the way this looks. And then in the other raised bed, we've got some peppers that are doing real well. So these ones just need a little bit of time. Right here. Some massive ones too. We've got some of the Golden Wonder peppers, and I've even got some of the huge Gilboa oranges. And look at these peppers over here. So as we see, and back here, look how productive this one is. Oh my gosh. As we can see, we're gonna have a huge pepper harvest soon. One thing I want to do is bring you into the back corner of the garden. This is a section that I don't show you a lot, but we have some yellow squash that are ready. I believe they're called the 49ers. And then we have some cantaloupes that are just on the cusp of being ready too. Let's go check those out. Let's move our way through the food forest and grab some yellow squash back here. As you can see, we've got so many squash and different kind of watermelons and cantaloupes and stuff growing. What I like to do is plant them in this thin strip, the bed I built, and then I let them trellis all along the ground. Because I have wood chips on the ground though, it makes it so that my fruit won't rot on me, which is really good. Here's the 49er squash. Look at the color. Well, look at that. Look at the brightness of that. It's just stunning, if you ask me. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've got another one over here. Let's grab this one. It's very small, but we're still going to get it so that it keeps producing more squash. This will be really sweet. These small ones are so good. The small ones are ones you can even eat like raw because they're so sweet and so delicious. And check this right here. Here's the cantaloupe that's going to be ripening a little later. I can't pronounce the name, so I'll put it in the video. And then we've got another one back here. And then we have these small little watermelons forming too. Fantasy watermelon. So we've got a few different kinds of watermelons. The sugar cube watermelon. Nothing that takes too long, but let's keep moving because we got more stuff to grab. Let's keep going. We've got a lot more stuff to harvest. Let's grab some of these tomatoes right here in the pallet raised bed with the beautiful zinnias poking through. The pink zinnias, the orange zinnias. It just looks great. We've got the pink bumblebee. Let's grab some of these. Pretty cool looking tomato. Not the best flavor, but this is what it looks like when it's super ripe. It has a beautiful color. Look at that. Striking. Absolutely striking. And then we've got some sweet treats. Let's grab a few of these. These are delicious ones, and these are good late into the season. I did just do a video on tomatoes if you guys want to see that. Keep grabbing some more on this side. The Rosella. This one's producing really well for me, even though it is getting some of the splitting in some of the fruit. So, kind of reminds me of the Sun Gold Cherry, how it splits like that. So we've got a lot of these to grab. Look at this set right above me here. Ooh, I'm not gonna grab everyone on camera because my hands just aren't quick enough. And then here's the Esterina cherry. I was calling it the Esternia, but that's probably because I guess I can't read. So this one's the Esterina cherry. And look at these. Ooh. So, you know, I like switching the colors too. I want the yellow next to the red, next to the purple, next to the pink. It just, anything to get me out here more. I love being out here. And Tuck loves being out here with me. So let's drop some of these down. And you can start to see some of the colors coming together. Beautiful. And let's get some more on the other side. This pallet bed has been super productive. Really productive for me. I want to grab some of these yellow pear tomatoes. These ones are delicious. Really big pear tomatoes this year. I don't love this phenotype, you know. Even within yellow pear tomatoes, there's different genetics within just that variety. So I don't like this particular one, to be honest. But let's get some of the greatest tomato ever, the super sweet 100. Oops, these things are so ripe they're falling off. And look as we move up, come on this side. This is just crazy. Look at it over here. And if you guys remember, I mean, I just was out here harvesting the other day. And there's still so many more to grab. I honestly feel like a kid a lot of times, like, or something like Christmas is just so fun and joyful. Keep going up, keep going up. This thing's over 10 feet tall. No joke. And then it wouldn't be complete without some of our favorite variety, the Sun Gold Cherry. It's a lot of fun to be out here and just feel like you're like almost food shopping. It's like, what do I feel like having today? But you don't have to pay any money. Maybe I'll have some tomatoes, some cucumbers, some grapes, some apples. Drop these in. And then let's grab a couple of these lemon boys right here, just to finish it off. A nice little set. Looking beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful bowl right there. This is just, we've got a lot more still to grab, but it looks like our buddy over there is a little busy working. It's so funny. He has his I guess 6 or 7 holes throughout the garden in different places where he can watch me work in the garden. So when it's hot out, he just digs a little deeper into his hole till he gets to nice cool ground. And then lays down. There's a hazelnut that's growing right next to him there. It got pretty big and he's stuck in the roots of it now. So it looks like he's almost to a good spot. There he is. What a good guy. This guy's so hilarious. Hit the like button if you love seeing him. He never quits. Even when he's just finished digging his hole, he's out ready to keep harvesting. Let's keep going, boy. We got a lot of stuff to grab. I emptied the bucket. Let's fill it up again. To do that, we'll start in this keyhole raised bed. And this squash, I mean, I've showed it before, but it is insane. This is the one that I've rooted, and this has got to be one of the most productive squash plants I've ever had. Let me bring you to a spot right here. It has so many heads on this vine now. So right here, we've got 2 squash that are ready. Beautiful one here. And then another one in the back that's gotten kind of large. But it's growing the squash is growing so fast. These ones kind of hard to get to, but we're gonna grab this. And this variety I love so much. This is the Costato Romanesco. This is an Italian variety, and it's just so productive. There's one vine head right there, and we've got 2 squash from it. Now let's move over here. This is the same plant. If you can see back right here, there's another head of the vine, and it's got a squash on it. So we're gonna grab that. And then if you look over here, another head to the vine. It's got small squash, none to harvest, but look at that. That's all the same plant. Incredibly productive. An incredible Italian variety. Look along the fence line. We have so many purple beans to harvest. I'm gonna grab a bunch of those, but I'm not just gonna show you me grabbing every single one, but look at them. It's just incredible how many we have. And then if you move along, I love these because they have the purple flowers. It looks so beautiful. Move to the left, we planted some scarlet runners. So we have those red flowers. So you've got the purple flowers mixed with the red. I just think it looks so beautiful. And here's another Costata Romanesco. This is the one I said I planted later in case my other ones slowed down. This one's in high production right now. Squash got a little away from us because, you know, we turned our back, and then by the time we looked, it was this big. I got a bunch of cucumbers ready in here though, looking fantastic. And like I mentioned, that's an Italian variety. For the cucumbers, right here we're growing one of my favorite Japanese varieties. So in my opinion, the Japanese are incredible with the cucumbers. They've got some of the best varieties. This is a white cucumber right here, another white one right here. But let's grab some of the Japanese varieties I was telling you about. They're over here. Here's a small version of it, a young one, but they get much larger. So over here is one that's a little too big. Let me show you. Look at this baby. Woo, beautiful. And then this is a perfect one right here. This is perfect. This is an excellent cucumber. They grow really well, but the flavor on these are so good. So like I mentioned, that Italian variety is great, and then this Japanese for cucumbers is good. So sometimes certain countries' varieties are great at doing certain things. Still the same plant, another one. And then I see another good one in here. So there's just 4 right there. And there's even more. Look back here. Look at this. Just hit it in the back. Crazy. So these are our later producing cucumbers. In other sections we had ones planted early that I've already removed and started to plant peas in. This spot right here, we had cabbage that we got a bunch out of, and now we're getting cucumbers, and then we'll plant cabbage again soon, and then we'll be able to get a whole nother harvest out of this thing again. So just that little spot, we've got pounds and pounds of food, not to mention all the tomatoes in the back, and then some cucumbers that I'm sure I missed also. And then right next to me here was just so many more tomatoes that are on the cusp of being ripe. It looks like it's about time though to empty this bowl again, and then grab some more tomatoes and stuff. Let's fill up the bowl again. To do that, we'll start off with some eggplants we have right here. This is the pink tongue long eggplant. Look at the shape and color of these. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. And another one back here. The pink tongue eggplants are so productive. One of the most productive varieties, an early producer too. Then right next to us right here, we have one of the most beautiful eggplants I think of all of them. This is the Antigua. Stop boy. This is the Antigua eggplant. Look at this thing. Ooh, this is one of those eggplants that you don't even want to eat because it just looks so beautiful. The white with the purple striping. I love that. And then over here we have, this is the Gilboa orange pepper I was talking about. These things get absolutely massive. Look at the size of the peppers. Other side too. These are so cool and so big. And then the more Rosa Bianca eggplants. So this is a beautiful eggplant too. And then I am growing some Black King eggplants. They're just not my favorite ones. Let's move over here where we have so many more tomatoes. Look at this. I did just harvest the other day, but we have a lot more to grab. At this time of the year, the tomatoes are really ripening quickly. I'm not gonna just grab all the tomatoes again though. I feel like that would be a little too repetitive. I just wanted to give you an idea of everything that we have so that when I do harvest it at the end, you know where it came from. More tomatoes over there, and then apples right here. Here's a little bit of a later producer for us. So we're just gonna follow those along, eat those a little bit later. And then I wanted to grab some ground cherries over here. These ground cherries are an annual that's so cool to have in your backyard if you don't have a lot of space. So when they're ripe, they're all on the ground. Look at this. So this is the perfect time to grab them. So we'll just come by and grab all these ground cherries. And it's so cool, they stay in these little, sacks to protect them. So when you do want them, you could just pop it open like that. Little Aunt Molly's ground cherry. A really sweet, kind of a unique flavor. So they're really good. Let me drop that in though. And we've got a bunch to grab. We'll get a lot of them. I also wanted to show you, look at some of these zinnias right here. I love these zinnias, man, so much. Incredibly beautiful. And great producers. They just, throughout the whole season. Here's another one too. Look at this. This is just striking. Man, that's so beautiful. I want to grab a couple green beans over here too. Here's some of the dragon tongue beans. And notice in the background, this is where I removed all my cucumbers and stuff, and I have my peas planted now. So the peas will be producing for us into the fall. But look at this, my favorite green bean. It's cool. Look how like relatable the striping on the green bean is with the Antigua eggplant. Pretty cool. It's amazing. Nature loves its reds, its purples, its greens, its yellows. You can never paint a better picture, in my opinion, than nature does. So all I try to do is kind of set everything into place, and then the picture paints itself. I'm not the artist. I'm just the one who, you know, sets everything up, and then, you know, nature does the rest. It's pretty rewarding. Before I let you go, I wanted to grab some more grapes. This variety over here is a really cool one, and this is what I consider to be probably the best American seedless grape variety. They're delicious, and because they're a North American grape, they are pretty disease resistant, which is excellent. This is the Cannabis grape, and one of the things that stinks is, look, the birds have really started to go after them already, so I'm gonna have to harvest them now. I've got a good amount of sets across here that I'll grab, and I have another spot where I have more grapes. One thing you'll notice is the grapes are pretty small. One reason for that is because when you get grapes from the store, a lot of times the growers will like dip them in like a growth hormone to make the grapes bigger. So these aren't the largest grapes, but they are incredibly good. Really sweet and seedless. So this is my favorite grape to probably snack on fresh. It's not very big, but it packs an incredible punch. Sweet, not tart at all, and not like some of the slip skins where the skin is like thick and hard to chew. This one almost like melts in your mouth, like a true grape, but way more flavor. Let me show you some more sets over here, because some of the nicer sets are down here. And over here. These are some perfect grapes right here. Look at these. So I'm gonna grab all these, and then I've got a spot where I have more Cannabis. I'll show you real quick before I let you go. In this section right back here, we have more Cannabis grapes, and these sets are way nicer. Look at some of these sets in here. This is a spot where I don't think the birds have really found. So this is the difference when the birds haven't really found them yet. There's some nice ones under here too. And back here, look at these. So these ones, we've got some decent sets, and we're gonna harvest all these because, again, these are some of my favorite flavored fresh grapes. These are the Cannabis, so delicious. Now, I wanna show you something that's probably getting repetitive, and it's this, the blueberries. I've been coming back to these blueberry plants and harvesting them for a long time now. And like I said, it's getting repetitive, but I want to share that with you because that's how it should be. You should be harvesting blueberries and all your stuff for long periods of time, extending your seasons as best as you possibly can. There are so many blueberries on this. Let me give you an overview of just how many there are as I'm picking. That's today's video, growers. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Here's the harvest right here. As you can see, we had an excellent harvest today. Couldn't be more thankful and grateful for all the different kind of fruits and veggies on here. I mean, grapes, tomatoes, blueberries, cucumbers, zucchini, beans, tomatoes, peppers, apples, eggplants, anything you can think of, all organic, all from the backyard. That's why we love just being out here. There's nothing more fun to me than doing this stuff. Look at Tuck. He got a new toy. He buried it, but he just refound it. He's probably gonna bury it again. He's so hilarious. The sticker's still on it. This guy's just such a jokester. Go boy. So funny. So I wanted to thank Philip White for your new channel membership. Thank you for being a part of Team Grow. It means a lot to me and Tuck that you're contributing. I also want to thank everyone who's giving the super thanks for the channel. That means a lot too. And you know, we just make these videos because we want people to have this. I'm not doing this to kind of show off or anything. I'm just showing these videos to, one, encourage you to try to do the same thing, and also to show you that a lot of the things I'm showing you in other videos, that it actually works. You know, this is the product of, you know, all the investments. So I think it's a lot of fun. I wanted to say before I let you go too, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share with your friends. Don't forget to check out the merch down low. And remember, whenever you're on Amazon, start your shopping with our Amazon affiliate link. Tuck wandered around somewhere burying his toys, and James, we'll be back at you again real soon. We